Dori Sangemah Bay, Treasure of Dream Garden. All character stories. An elusive merchant who has a fondness for glittering Mora. Dori is a merchant in Sumeru who has a fondness for glittering Mora. With her persuasive eloquence, she is able to sell various strange and mysterious products for a very high price. Character details.
Dori Sangemah Bay, owner of the Palace of Alcazar, super-duper merchant who sells everything you need.
When one holds Dori's name card, this impressive title instantly comes into view. Dori is, however, indeed the most special Sumeru merchant of all. She already possesses vast wealth, but is fervently passionate about earning Mora. She already owns multiple well-renowned merchant caravans, yet she always travels across Sumeru to sell her marvelous items in person. Speaking of which, her wares are just as curious as her style. A special travel kit, outdoor dryer machines, automatic snowball launchers. You can probably buy anything you can think of from Dori. The only question is, do you have enough Mora to do so? Character Story 1.
Oh wow, are you headed for the desert? I have some good stuff you'll need there. The rainforest is terribly infested with poisonous snakes, ferocious monsters, and a terminal case of humidity. It's no place for the less than thoroughly prepared. No, sir. Now then, why don't you try bringing this for your trip? Buy it now and enjoy a 20% discount. Hold your horses, hotshot. You're not taking that route, are you? There's a huge pack of monsters lying in wait ahead, that-a-ways. But see, I have some weapons here that you won't regret purchasing. You know, for self-defense. Going to the Octamoon Ruins? You've got the right person. First things first, you'll need a complete set of water-drawing tools, which, as it so happens, I happen to have for sale.
There is a tale among adventurers in Sumeru. It says that if you are about to embark on a journey into a dangerous place, you'll see a diminutive figure, seemingly having been waiting for you. Be it in the treacherous mountains, arid deserts, grim rainforest, or desolate areas inhabited by monsters, you'll always see her smiling face. Word has it that Dori carries all manner of marvelous items on her person at all time. Her items can help adventurers get through their pressing troubles. At a reasonable price, of course. Adventurers who have just received Dori's help in their time of need, at the cost of paying a large sum of Mora at once, often develop conflicted feelings towards her, somewhere in between gratitude and a grudge. For Dori's part, she considerately ignores the conflicted look on their faces, putting the fresh Mora in her almost bursting purse and bidding them adieu with a concentrated smile.
Thank you for your generous purchase.
Character Story 2. From the perspective of others, Dori's business has always been on the up and up. However, only Dori herself knows how many unimaginable bottlenecks she struggled through. There was a time when orders from all over Sumeru just kept flooding in, and Dori couldn't deliver such a giant number of orders in a timely fashion. Unfortunately, the capacity of the usual merchant routes was too limited for the delivery of commodities in such a gigantic quantity. Many members of Dori's merchant caravans suggested rejecting certain orders to dial down the scale of delivery and maintain a decent, stable profit, one that already seemed set to make them immensely wealthy, given time. But Dori took a very bold step. She accepted all the orders while starting cooperation with the Kasharwar to establish new trade routes in areas that were known to be dangerous. she opened the new routes up to nearby merchant caravans, took the opportunity to found a commerce guild, and put the relevant resources to good use, and finally eliminated the bottleneck that her business was stuck in. Today, Dori's new, built-from-scratch merchant routes are seen all across Sumeru, and the good reputation of Lord Sangemah Bay has spread far and wide. The words Dori said to her caravan members have also become common knowledge.
I'm not some stupid toadstool. I don't cancel or reject any orders. Every mora that can be earned will be earned by me. Why? Well, because it's there, of course.
Character Story 3. Dori used to suffer terribly from insomnia. Back then, she would often lose sleep for no reason. After such sleepless nights, she would show up to trade meetings with a pair of raccoon eyes. Even the best doctors couldn't diagnose her properly. She burned one frankincense stick after another, and yet they did not lull her into sleep, but into coughing fits instead. It was at that moment that a doctor passed by and told Dori this. "I've heard that some people place an hourglass by their bedside. The sound of the falling sand helps them sleep." Dori tried it for a few days, and it didn't work. However, she was inspired by the failed attempt, ordering a large, custom-made hourglass. That which was in this hourglass was not sand, but shiny mora. That night, embraced by the sound of jingling mora, Dori slept soundly at last. After that, Dori learned the trick to dealing with insomnia.
To sleep well, you must first secure peace of mind.
Character Story 4. Maybe it's because of her deep love for Mora. Dori also takes an interest in whoever or whatever might bring Mora in. For example, her merchant caravans use sumpter beasts to carry cargo, so Dori had an amusement park built for the sumpter beasts, such that they might enjoy their downtime. She also handpicks sumpter beasts' food of the best quality to make sure that they have balanced nutrition and that they stay in good health. Also, as a shrewd merchant, she never misses a single business opportunity. Sumpter beasts playing together in the amusement park make for a fun scene, so Dori took the chance to open the amusement park to tourists and sold tickets, food, and souvenirs to them. The cost of raising the sumpter beasts was covered by the amusement park's revenue in no time. Dori's love for sumpter beasts is genuine, and so is her intention to make Mora out of that love. Perhaps the Jinni in Dori's lamp knows this better than everyone else. The spirit was tricked into entering Dori's lamp, but it has never left since. Dori will summon it into combat, but she will also grant its wishes afterwards. Sometimes, the Jinni even thinks that the fairy tale might actually have gotten things reversed. For the one who dwells in the lamp is a powerful fighter, while the one holding the lamp is the one who grants wishes. Character Story 5. No one knows exactly how Dori met Alice, but they are truly a pair of business partners that could make all merchants jealous. Alice travels the world, so she does not stay for long every time she visits Sumeru. However, every once in a while, Alice will ask someone to send her new invention to Dori. Dori, for her part, will sell it and find a way to send the Mora to Alice. Sometimes, Alice sends the invention with an attached letter that tells Dori to keep the Mora for the time being, because Alice is currently in a dangerous area. However, Dori insists on getting someone to send the Mora to safe zones closest to Alice's position, making sure that Alice will receive the Mora at her earliest convenience. The labor, shipment, insurance, the various costs tend to amount to a fairly large expenditure, but Dori is never stingy in this regard. She even pays in advance
I, Dori, never default on payment. Also, Miss Alice has expenses too. I must make sure that she has more at hand whenever she needs it.
Dori often repeats these words and, despite the trouble, repeatedly makes sure that Alice's payment is delivered. Though Alice is no longer Dori's only supplier, Alice's payment is still a top priority for Dori. Perhaps it's because Dori keeps a certain promise embedded in her heart, the promise she made Alice the day they met. You want limitless Mora? Sure, I can supply you with marvelous items of all kinds, but how much more you're going to make will depend on how good you are at sales.
Don't worry, I'll sell them for a good price, earn a large sum of Mora, and deliver your share as quickly as possible. I'll be your greatest business partner.
Mora Music Box. To better enjoy the fascinating clinking of Mora, Dori ordered a custom-made Mora Music Box. On top of the music box is a slot precisely the size of a single Mora. Insert a Mora through the slot into the box, and it will roll along the intricate tracks inside and make pleasant clinking sounds. These sounds composed beautiful music, to which Dori twirls in the grand palace of Alcazar-Zare.
Mora, Mora, shining brightly. Mora, Mora, towards infinity. Beautiful Mora, Dori's Mora. Everyone's Mora comes to Dori.
Dori sung this song countless times, yet she's never tired of it. At the end of her dance, Dori takes a deep bow to her imaginary audience. It is also the moment when the Mora falls to the bottom of the music box, making the final clink. With this finishing touch, an imaginary curtain descends upon Dori's delightful dance. However, Dori is never quite finished. She always has another Mora to slot into her music box. Vision. Two girls of similar ages hummed a melody that was slightly out of tune. They spent their innocent childhood hand in hand as constant companions. They each picked flowers to decorate the other's hair in spring and walked across creeks barefoot in summer. They slid down the golden sand dunes in autumn and shared a book in the warmth of the winter sunlight. It seemed that such happy times would never come to an end. That is, until the elder sister started coughing blood for no reason. At this time, their home came to be ringed by a great many strange adults. The strangers explained the elder sister's situation in serious tones and with unfathomable jargon before sighing at the dingy little room. The younger sister had no idea what was happening, but she visited her sister every day, and her sister would always say this to her with a bright smile.
It's all right. I just need some rest.
Seeing that smile, the innocent younger sister's eyes filled with expectation. She even began looking forward to playing together like they used to. But one day, she saw her sister gripping her chest while telling a story. Then, when her frail form collapsed onto the bed, the younger sister reached out to catch her, only to find that her body was so very light. It was almost as if her sister were a feather that might drift away to some place far, far away. Later on, the younger sister found a crumpled note. It was a doctor's prescription, with a list of herbs that were desperately scarce. The collectors who had such herbs were few and far between. To purchase those herbs would cost more than tens of millions of Mora, an impossible price for a family that was already struggling to make the ends meet. The elder sister always shook her head with a smile to dismiss her family's insistence on following the prescription. Perhaps she herself could only find the courage to glance at that note in the deep hours of the night, and dare to dream that she might live. Upon finding out about the note, the younger sister put it into her pocket silently, and resolved to save her sister,
I will make a lot of Mora. With enough Mora, my family will never have to smile at me while swallowing their pain. And I will never have to lose anything due to lacking Mora.
Perhaps it was at that moment that the gods looked upon her with mercy. But to an ambitious person like her, getting a vision was just the start. In the countless days and nights that have followed, she has constantly kept herself calm and clear-headed, telling herself,
conviction alone is not enough. I will work hard for what I desire until the end of my days. There is nothing that Lord Sangemah Bey cannot achieve.